Okay, this is going to be 9 important moves today. So we'll warm up a little bit. We will have some weights, but focus on these 9 moves and I will highlight them as we go through them. The first 4 are going to be related to mobility, and the next 5 are going to be related to core strength. You can do them anywhere. You don't have to get in the floor. We're not going to get in the floor today. You could get in the floor. Okay, so it's up to you. Are you ready? Here we go. I have my bar. Absolutely. Because I have a lot of people that are coming on into this class that have replaced joints. So I'm going to highlight what this class is for. Now, there are some people that might happen onto this channel when I post it onto YouTube that they go, oh, I don't have replaced joints. I don't need to worry about that. Don't be so sure. You could have never told me that at my age I would have 2 joints replaced. No, never told me. Well, mine were due to injury and a hip abnormality that I didn't know about until age 60. Hip dysplasia. Okay, that means you don't have quite a round ball and socket in your hip. It leads to great flexibility when you're younger. However, after a while, and you have birthdays, you're lucky enough to have birthdays. You see what I'm doing right now? And a lot of times I will start doing moves to get us warmed up. I'm telling you, there is a true gift in ambulation, walking. But what have I done? I put my little walking pole in my little hand and I'm walking forward and backwards. And when you're doing this kind of ambulation, see how I'm going to go back? I'm being very mindful of a neutral spine. What does it take to do a neutral spine? Well, for some of us, it can be more problematic because of the poor postural habits that we have gotten into. We can undo a lot of them, but some of us have structural issues that we have to continually deal with. See, I didn't say fight. I said deal with, because that's what you got to do, is deal with them. But if we can change our poor postures, let's do that. And guess what? Putting a walking pole, using it correctly, in your hand, changing it periodically from one side to the other, will make you have a neutral spine. It will help facilitate that. Nothing will make it do that. No braces or anything like that. Better, they might help, but better than what you can do internally. So what is the neutral spine? So as I'm walking, a normal walking is a heel-toe strike. And then when I go back, of course, it's opposite, toe-heel. But what I have a propensity to do, and I've called this out on some of us with hips replaced, knees replaced, feet issues is a big one. If your feet are painful when you're walking, you're not going to walk correctly. So deal with that. Go to a good podiatrist or, orthopedic, physical therapist, somebody, if you think you can do something to help your foot strike. Okay. So as I'm walking, I have a pole in my hand. I'm pushing down on it lightly. I'm getting warmed up. All I'm doing is big rotations. I shouldn't say big. Walking is a whole set of rotations, okay? So they're not big, they're just very functional. But I tend to lean, as I've told you before. When I put just a tiny bit of pressure on a walking pole, it helps me to say, it's about 4 things. Rib cage up. The minute you say rib cage up, as you do a heel strike, as you take a breath through your nose, you're going to move yourself toward neutral spine, functioning in neutral spine. So if you want to know neutral spine, one of the best ways is to go talk to a ballroom dancer or a dancer with, you know, traditional dance steps, I would say, because there's some non-traditional dance that you might not want to do. Okay, see how I'm turning? I'm going to the other side because I don't want to wobble. So when you have your hips replaced, your knees replaced, many times, as I am, you are shorter on one side than the other, okay? It leads to this. See this? But then that leads to even more of this. So I'm saying to you, catch yourself. Do a lot of this forward. See, I'm only taking 1, 2, 3, at the most 4 steps. You could do what I'm doing right now in 3 or 2. But taking the steps, lining yourself up is a big deal. That's where you start. Take a big breath through your nose. Say rib cage up. Drop your shoulders. Just brace right through here. Right through here. Just brace. What does that mean? That means if I walked up to you with a doubled up fist and I was going to punch you, what would you do? If I was going to punch you right in the stomach, you brace. That's what I'm talking about. You can still breathe. You see how I'm doing this? I'm being very mindful of not to wobble as I take normal steps. And see, what people do is they get wider and wider in their stepping, and they wobble back and forth. Because if they didn't get wider with their stepping when they're wobbling, they would fall over. See? So I'm just showing you what I've seen time and again, what I've noticed in my own self as I have my birthdays and the different challenges that you have to deal with when you're dealing with replaced joints, osteoarthritis, osteoporosis, when you're dealing with tightnesses here and there. So I've done several minutes now of forward and backward walking with a pole. And I've been gently pushing down, not on just one side. I've been changing, gently pushing down on my pole as I take this heel toe walk, which this is going to shunt us right into the first 4 very important mobility moves. Okay. And this is a walk, and one of them is the tandem walk. And so I just showed you, gave you an example of the opposite of a tandem walk. See, this is what people do when they start losing balance, they're very unsure the closer they get their feet together in a walking kind of a way. Practice this with me. And see, as I'm going to come back and do the opposite of what we see when people start losing their balance. You see what I'm doing? I'm doing a tandem walk. I have a pole in my hand. Why? Because I know that I have a tendency to lean into the hip that is replaced. So instead of doing that, I'm going to tell you what to do. Now I'm going to put my heel at my toe, and now I'm going to put the pressure, and I'm going to use my bar less and less, but it's here. See, a lot of people don't do this because they start getting worried. They feel they're out of balance and they're going to fall, which I understand that very panicky feeling. Do you see my knees are soft? They're not super bent, but they're going to be soft enough to take a step. Do you see my bar? I'm not putting it on the ground, but it's there if I need it. My tummy is tight or braced. My shoulders are down. Okay, my rib cage is up. And now I'm going to reverse tandem walk. And if you will do this with me, I don't care what you think it looks like. I don't care if you think, oh, that's too easy. Try it. And don't be leaning in, okay? Say rib cage up, soften my knees. And then when you take that step, see the bar is here if I need it, but I'm not using it. See that? So I'm telling you, the tandem walk is one of the things that will help just kick up your proprioceptiveness in all your muscles, in your eyesight, in your hearing. Have a bar here if you need to, but don't use it unless you feel like you're really getting off balance. Now we're gonna reverse, okay? Take a big breath. Do not hold your breath. Take another one. Okay, soft knees. Are you ready? Bring that toe back. And there I started going a little too far, so I put my bar down. So instead of falling out of the move, I saved myself by using my cane, my walking pole, my dowel. Got it? Drop your shoulders, soften your knees. Right now, some of you are flexing forward. Say rib cage up, go all the way up, and come back and go toe to heel. Soften your knees. Do that little horsey ride type move. See this? Big breath. Here we go. We're gonna go forward again. Stay with me. Stay with me. So a lot of times people will say, well, how many of those do I have to do? And I would say, if you would work at tandem walking from anywhere from 1 to, let's say, 3 to 5 minutes in a day. I mean, seriously, do a tandem walk that you are not hunching forward. Your rib cage is up. You're using your bar if you need to. You're changing, breathing, big breath into the nose. Now ready? Tandem, back, reverse walk. See? See? Soften up your knees. Take a big breath. Soften up your knees, toe, and then plant your heel on purpose. Shoulders down, toe, heel. Try to get all the way to the back. See, I have my bar here if I need it. Toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. Okay? Then you come back forward. Toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. Take a big breath through the nose. Big breath through the nose. Big breath through the nose. Okay, now take your bar with me. Hang on to it. We're going to continue tandem, but you know what we're going to do? We're going to do a compound core move, okay, or mobility move. When I start to take a step back, I'm going to turn. And then I'm going to turn. So what does that mean? That means it's going to make me more prone to getting off balance, which I want you to continue to correct yourself. See how I'm just really going toe heel? And actually put your heel down, then come back forward again. Turn, heel toe, turn, drop your shoulders, heel toe, breath, heel toe, breath through the nose, heel toe, and heel toe. So when you add this element of turning and you're fighting against the propensity to lean one way or the other and get off balance, in a tandem walk, okay, it will help you to not do the widening walk and the wobbling walk, which is what we don't want to do. So the more unbalanced we get, the wider walk we start doing. Now, some of it is due to, yeah, you might have a painful knee, a painful foot, a painful hip, a painful back, as we have stated. However, you got to address those and then work against that, okay? Keep practicing a normal functional walk. And a normal functional walk is about an inch or two apart. See like this? That's about 2 inches. This is a normal functional walk, and I'm working really hard not to wobble because I have my shoe lift in, etc. But so I'm just giving you some an awareness to be working on, because one of our goals, of course, is to do normal functional walking and not look all hunched down and wobbling. So soften the knee and do the heel toe and then the toe heel and keep bringing it into that tandem walk. Okay, so that's one. As we go into the next one, it is going to be a farmer carry. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, you can do it with 2 weights that you have ready. You could do it with picking up a kind of a heavy weight, which might be a 12-pound. Yeah, we're warmed up. It might be a 9-pound. It could be a 6-pound. I'm going to pick up a 10-pound. So this is my 2 10-pound carries. Sure, I could pick up the weights. And again, it would be either 9 or 12 or even 6. Now I'm going to put into practice everything that I just now went over. Because a farmer carry, and the reason we say farmer carry is because that's what we actually did when we did work. When you do work now, you're sitting at a desk or you're sitting somewhere pounding out a computer message or watching something or, you know, doing a puzzle, or you're doing many different things. But when we worked, we did carries. So a carry is going to help you in so many ways. Now, after I've gone forward and back, I'm going to turn. I'm going to pivot on a toe. I have my carry. I'm going to keep pivoting and keep pivoting. Now, I'm on carpet. Many of you are on carpet, so don't let your foot stick. But let's go over the lineup. So a farmer carry is one of the basic moves for mobility. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm stepping, lifting my heel, and I'm pivoting on the toe, on the foot pad, your foot pad, the toe foot pad. Then I can back up. Then I can go side and side. And as I go side and side, I soften my knee. I drop my shoulders. I do not lead. So many of us are leading our walking patterns like this. And I'm encouraging you to act like you're up against a wall and that you are dropping your chin, okay? Pulling it in, proprioception. All the proprioceptions are working to keep us on balance. So as I step out, what am I not going to do? I am not going to lean forward with my chin. My chin is tucked. My rib cage is up. As I step side to side, I use my foot very differently. I want to keep my knee soft. I have my 2 10-pound each carry. And do you see what I'm doing? I'm slipping back to the back part of my room every step. Then when I go to the side, I don't go really far up. a little, just an inch or two. And my knee is soft. And I keep my chin tucked. Retraction, protraction, okay? Protraction is when you purposely put your head forward. And retraction is when you on purpose push your head back so that your ears are actually over your shoulders. Yeah, you can work at this and you can regain a lot of that movement. So I did circular. I'm going to go one more. I'm going to step, step, step. So now I'm not going to pivot. I'm going to actually walk the circle. So I'm going to turn and I'm going to walk the circle. So you could do this in your house in many different ways. But if you're carrying a heavy enough weight and you spend, again, in some of these walking patterns, walking maneuvering, with your rib cage up, drop your shoulders, let your shoulders just hang right there. See, I'm not gripping. And then think about how your foot is hitting, the ground, okay? Side stepping. We did side, 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 side. And this is a great time, if you feel comfortable, doing the pattern walking, such as crossing over. So right here, if you'll take just a few seconds and push the hip forward, this is going to help us with some of the other moves, okay? So I'm doing the farmer carry, only I'm turning it into some pattern walking and I'm opening up the front of my hips right now. Drop my shoulder, step forward, walk back. So again, I got 10 pounds here. I could have my weights that I'm holding on. I would not be gripping them. They would be hanging at my fingertips, okay? See how I'm coming over and back and I'm constantly saying rib cage up, drop my shoulders. So you can do that through the day many times in the day. Then when you go to put them down, you do either a forward knee bend or you step wide and put them down. Your butt pushes back. You have a very nice straight extended back. Okay. The next, so that's the two main important ones. The next one, you can use either a bar or you can use a chair. Okay. So the third very important mobility move, you can do both. If you know you struggle with stability, balance, okay, have one on one side, a chair, have a bar on the other side, or have a wall and a bar, okay? If you want to do it with just one and you feel pretty confident, we're going to do a series of, and here's the third biggie. Are you ready? Single leg standing. Single leg standing. So at first, you could actually push yourself up against a wall. Let's say this is a wall. Okay, I could push myself right up to the wall, say rib cage up, put my hands against the wall, bring one knee up, and just hang out here for a bit, and then tighten up, and then go other knee up, see? So I'm pretending this is the wall, or you could just put your hand here and bring your leg up. And how far do you want to get it up? Well, my goal is for you to be able to do a 90-degree hip hinge right here, okay? And then you want to get to where you can hang out here. See, my chair is here if I need it. My supporting leg is what? Soft. And I'm going to take breaths in through my nose. Breaths into my nose. Let's say, what if you could do 3 to 5 deep breaths while you're hanging that knee up here. You're at a hip hinge. We take a breath in and then we exhale. And then we bring that knee back up. We take a breath in. And we slowly exhale. Don't do this fast. Your chair is here if you need it. Bring that knee up. Take a big breath in. I went off this far, so I came back. And then I go like this. And I soften my knee. So my knee down here is my replaced knee. This is my replaced hip. Okay? And I feel getting off balance every once in a while. You put your hand on your chair. Take a breath. Whoop. Yeah. See? Then put your foot down. Come to the side. Take a breath. Now we're going to come back to this. My chair is set. So then I'm going to do the fourth mobility work. So in review, I did the tandem stance. I did the tandem heel toe walk. I did the farmer carry or the loaded walk. Now I'm doing the single leg stance. And I'm going to intertwine the single leg stance in with the last one on mobility that I'm hitting today, which is sit to stand. Man, do some sit to stands. So if you can't do anything else when you're watching your favorite show or you're playing your favorite game with whoever, just stand up and sit down. You know, if you have to, pretend you went to get a drink of water. So get a lot of drinks of water. So here's my pole. And I'm going to go into and sit down on a chair. Then I'm going to come back with my pole. I'm going to come back. I'm going to hold my pole right here. And I'm going to tandem a single leg stance. Tap the pole. Put it down when you want to put it down. Shift. Say rib cage up. Okay. Soften your knee. Don't overlean because I'm not using my pole. I'm trying to touch the pole. And then 1001, 1002, 1003, put it down when you want to put it down. Then go into a hip hinge and sit. So just doing this sequence, okay? Big breath in through the nose. I'm going to lean in. Put pressure where? Heels. I'm doing a sit to stand. I'm shifting. I'm bringing my knee up. I want to bring my hip to a 90 degree. I'm going to hang out here. 3, 2, 1. Put it down. Shift. Drop my chin. Rib cage up. Bring it up, up, up. Bring it up. Keep your knees soft. 3, 2, 1. And sit down. We're going to do 2 more just like that. Stay with me. I'm doing every one of these with you. Don't look at this and just blow it off because you think, oh, you know, I know how to do that. You may know how. Knowing how and doing it is 2 different things. Okay, here we go. Hip hinge, yes. So drop my shoulders, yes. Rib cage up, yes. Take a breath. Exhale. Shift. Soften the knee. Bring your foot to the toe. Bring it up so that you're at a 90 degrees. Take big breaths. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and put it down. Take a big breath. Shift. Soften the knee. Drop your shoulders. Go to the toe. Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Big breath, big breath, big breath. Bring it down and sit down. One more. Here we go. Drop your shoulders. Tuck your chin in. Retract, protract. This is protract. Go ahead and take that chin out so you feel it. Then pull that chin in. Pull the chin in while somebody's trying to pull your head up. Once it's in, now you're ready. Take a breath, exhale, heels, shift, toe. Start bringing that knee up, up, up. Yeah, right there. Soften up the knee. 3, 2, 1. Shift. Open those toes up if you can. Drop your shoulders. Go to the toe. Okay, start to bring it up. Bring it up, bring it up. Big breaths, big breaths. Fight it, fight it, fight it. Big breath. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Sit. Okay. How many of you had both eyes opened? You know where I'm going, right? Yes, that would be a component of training. Shut one eye. Not both, or you'll be in the floor. Promise you. One eye. Are you ready? Hip hinge. Bring it back. Okay. Hip hinge. Yeah. My feet are wide. I'm going to take a breath. Through my nose. Ribcage up. Hip hinge. Pressure on the heels. Up and up. Keep my knees soft. I'm going to shift. I'm going to go to the toe. My little kickstand. I'm going to shut one stinking little eye. And I'm going to try to bring my knee up a little. Not all the way. Not all the way. Just a little. Just a little. Don't bring it all the way. See how much harder it is? It's amazing. Okay, take a breath. Just a break. Just a minute. I'm doing this with you. I'm following a certain pattern here, so stay with me. Don't jump the gun, okay? I know I have super slugs out there, but don't jump the gun. Shift. When you close the other eye and you go to your toe, soften your knee, drop your shoulders, shut one eye, and start to bring the knee up. Do not come all the way yet. Do not. Try to bring it up. Keep one eye shut. One eye shut. One eye shut. Take a breath. Don't hold your breath. Put your foot down. Oh my goodness. You should have had an awareness right then. This is your homework, okay? Here we go. Sit to stand, okay? Sit to stands are extremely important. Extremely important. Okay. So we hit the 4 big mobility, and I put some extra things in every one of them almost. Here's my bar. I'm going to put it down. We're going to take a little interset. What's the interset? We've already done carries. We're going to do a few arm pulls, and then we're going to go to core. We're going to do 5 moves that if you want to have better core strength, these are the 5 that you need to put in your repertoire. Now, what am I going to pull? I'm just going to do a medium weight. I'm going to do some arm work. This is an interset. Yes, it's working on core, but it's also working on some arm and upper body work. We've already done our tandem. So we're going to just pull these right here and just go into a nice pull with a bicep pull. Then we're going to go to hammer. Then we're going to go to a 45-degree pull, okay, or curl. So I don't want you to go fast. So we're just putting a load on those arms. What has to stabilize in order for you to do this? Your core. So we're just prepping your core right now to do those 5 moves that I'm going to point out that you can do anywhere, against a wall. If you can get in the floor and do them, fine. You can do them from a chair. But right now, we are doing some targeted arm. Okay, one more. See how I'm just kind of bringing my whole body into it, not in a swinging, but in a hip hinge extension, hip hinge extension. Now I'm going to turn. Now I'm in a hammer curl. Now I'm going to do one and then the other. Do you see what I'm doing? My knees are very soft and I'm just doing a little turn, kind of just like I would do if I were chopping wood. I'm doing a kind of a move like that. Take a big breath, big breath. So I'm softening, keeping my hip open, page up. Into my second set of curls. This is gone from bicep to hammer. Okay. And then I'm going to come right here. So now my weights are turned out. They're not here and they're not here. They're here. See that? That's a 45-degree turnout. Okay, so that's number one. And I'm going to come up with my hands, my thumbs turned out. Okay, it's not really a hammer curl. And this is going to get your muscles through your deltoids, your shoulder, your forearm, a little different. So my knees are soft. I'm still breathing in through my nose. Taking breath. Don't hold your breath. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Keep those turned out 45 degrees. Not in a total hammer, not in a total bicep curl, but a 45-degree turnout. Okay, this helps our shoulder when you're coming up to full work. It helps our shoulder stay in. Breath, 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 breath through the nose. Through the nose. Don't hold your breath. Okay, put those hands right here. And then just let this trajectory take you down. Don't displace your hips. What do I mean by that? I've gone over that before, but sometimes we don't really know what we're doing, okay? Anytime I walk through a club and I've seen somebody with a great old big weight like this, doing, they call them side bends. They do this. They're going, boom, boom. Well, that's hip displacing. Don't do that. Stand your ground right here. Soft knees, drop your shoulders. Go down like you're trying to put your armpit down at your hip bone. And then pull your tummy in and come up. Okay, keep your chin tucked. Big breath. Then you let this just come down, but you don't push your hip. You don't push your hip. Man, if you will not push your hip when you're doing this move, you will feel through your back and the side of you like you not have felt before because you were displacing your hip. Soften up your knees, drop your shoulders, and just go down as far as you feel you can, and then pull yourself up by contracting through your abdomen. Yeah, actually pull from contracting your abdomen. Do it once more. Just drop, don't displace the hip. Big breath, and come up. Then drop, and pull the abdomen in, and you're up. Okay, put those weights down. We might do another little interset here in just a second. Okay, that was 9 pounds. I used 9 and 9. Okay, did the 4 mobility work, right? And we ended with combining the sit to stand and the single leg stance, okay? So now these are gonna be 4 targeted core work. Generally, you're gonna see these done from the floor. You do not have to get on the floor to benefit. If you want to get on the floor, do it. But I'm going to go from the chair. And I have my pad right here on the chair. Okay, I want to make sure I get these all lined up. Okie dokie. And I'm going to do them from the chair. And if I have a little discomfort on my wrist, that is okay. But if it really starts to bother me, drop my shoulders, I'll go into my fist and keep my wrist neutral. Got it? Okay, I'm gonna step back. So this is straight out full plank move, and it's a high plank. So I'm gonna go from the high plank from my chair to showing you a modification. You can bring one knee in, or you can bring both knees in, okay? If you bring one knee in, do a few that way, and then switch, okay? So shoulders down, rib cage up. So if you choose here, great. Open your feet back little by little, see? Until you finally get to where you're holding this all the way at your toes. And here's the kicker. My shoulders remain over my wrist, okay? Take a big breath. Take another big breath. I'm gonna go from here to here. So now this is not a high plank, this is from the elbow plank. So it doesn't matter if you choose this one or the high plank. You keep your chin tucked and don't hang your head out there, okay? Do not hang your head out there. Keep your chin tucked. Keep your shoulders down. Take a big breath. Now tighten in your tummy. And if you need to rest, you bring your knees up here. And you keep your shoulders down and you're right here in this move, okay? Then when you think you can go back, then go back. So I've given you several modifications here. This is when you tighten your butt. This is when you step wide, then you come back in. Then you step wide, then you come back in. Keep your shoulders down, take a big breath. Then you bring your leg up or your foot, you open, and you push back into your hips. Push back, push back, push back. Let your arms stretch. Really let them stretch. Then you come up and you put your hands on the chair bottom again. You have your pad there. You can go to neutral wrist, or this is a safe place to push a little bit of a bend in your wrist, okay? So we've gone from the plank. Now we're gonna go to the bird dog, okay? We've got our hands here. We're gonna put our one leg back. I'm gonna go tap, tap, tap. And when we come up, we wanna tighten the gluteal. So pretend I'm there. And if I had a little cattle prod, I would go zzz, right there. Because many of you put your foot back here and you know what happens? You lift your leg, but you don't contract your gluteal. So drop your shoulders, soften your elbows, keep your chin tucked, tighten the gluteal, lift. Once that leg is where you can handle it, this knee is soft, you're going to take the opposite hand and bring it up like you're pointing. You can keep it bent or point. Keep your chin tucked. Take a big breath. Open your toes. Some of you are scrunching up your toes. Drop your shoulders again. Take a big breath. Then come back in. And then come back in. And before you go straight to the other side, just put your hands to the back of the chair. Do a little interset here of a stretch. Keep your chin tucked. Push back, push back, push back, push back. Take a breath. Take a breath. And bring it back in. Then we go to the other side. So if you can, I'm going to encourage you to put a little pressure in those hands. Not so that it's going to hurt them, but that they have to work a little. They're taking your body weight. You're gonna step back, you're gonna tap, 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 drop your shoulders. Now squeeze your gluteal. Pretend I got that cattle prod and I just zapped you right there in the gluteal. And then you reach up. And you keep your chin tucked. Take a big breath. Chin tucked. Big breath. Chin tucked. Big breath. Yeah. Then you come in, release, and come down. And you're going to do a inner set, and you're going to stretch. So push, go wide. Let your shoulders come up around your ears. Push your butt back really hard. Okay. Hang on back there. Hang on back there. Hang on back there. Big breath. Yes. And then come back up. Okay, so the bird dog. Yeah, then we're going to stand up. So, you know what the dead bug is, correct? So we could have done that bird dog. I held it. I didn't just do it and, crank off a bunch of repetitions. We held it. We could hold it again. So I'm telling you, one of the things to help your core strength, a foundational move is the bird dog. The bird dog. Opposite, 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 opposite. So I'm just reviewing it. Yes, you normally see it down on the ground, but you don't have to be on the ground. You can do it against the wall. Okay, now, you know what the dead bug is, correct? You're laying with your back on the ground. Okay, prone, not with your belly up, prone. But I'm going to do it sitting in a chair. And I'm going to show you how to get the core benefits sitting in a chair of the dead bug. So what's a dead bug? Well, just think of any dead cockroach you've ever seen. I saw a few. I've just been into Oklahoma. Okay, open back. See? If I wanted to use the back, if I was extremely, I don't know, if I just wasn't feeling quite as strong, or if I have a back issue, yeah, scoot back a little and put your back, the top part, against the chair. That's okay. Okay, if you want to make it a little more challenging, don't touch, just open. See this? And here's the top arms, and then here is the bottom, okay? And I have to do it one at a time. Yeah, I could do them both together, but you know what? That would put a lot of strain on your back. Yeah, I know. So drop your shoulders, say rib cage up. So yeah, if you want to be in the floor and do this dead bug, do it. However, many times we're just sitting. We could just kind of go like this, bring one leg up and then bring the other leg up. See this? See, I'm turning on and turning off my abdominal muscles side to side just by doing this. See, I'm leaning open. I'm bringing the knee up. Don't turn it. Bringing the knee up. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Keep your chin tucked. Keep your chin tucked. Tight, tight, tight. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. Then if I wanted to, I could open and open. So I'm doing both sides together. Breath. Big deep breath. See, open, just don't touch. Then I could turn my head. Turn my head. Get that chin going around so that's over the shoulder. Big breath. Big breath. Yeah, just a couple more. Just a couple more. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, one more. This is it. This is it. Okay, so I'm combining some moves to hit your core. Not only the front, but the side, but the back. All the chest involved in core, everything. You can do it from here in a dead bug simulated move. okay? Okay, so once you've done that, you're still like this, and you're going to do one of the biggest moves to help you with your core, especially if you have wonky hips. It's the hip lift. And if you want to, you can move the pad out. If you like it, that's fine. Keep it there and put your hands there. That's perfectly fine. I'm going to move mine out, okay? Because I'm going to be in this position. And I'm going to put a lot of the weight into my shoulders, which is how you do it when you're on the floor. So if you were on the floor, you would be belly up with your knees bent, just like this, laying on the floor. Got it? So once I've done that, I'm going to push into my heels and lift my hips. And when I'm sitting, I can do it with one leg and then the other leg and get a lot more gluteal and hamstring. Okay, keep your rib cage up, drop your shoulders, go from one heel to the other heel. Yeah, just like that. Breath. So this is the hip lift. This is the same, take the place of the hip lift. If you're in the ground, then you're lifting your hips, okay? So I can either hold in that position to get these activating, or come back from here and then do a press up into the heels, swing the butt back down, open my hands, put my hands right back here again, drop my shoulders, take a big breath, drop my shoulders, lift my hips, my toes are up, then I swing back and settle in and go whoop, thumbs up, shoulders down, boom, open, open, open. So what I'm doing is I'm bridging you into the last move of core, okay? So in review, we did a high plank, an elbow plank. I gave you 3 or 4 modifications. Then we did the bird dog and variations of the bird dog. Then we did the dead bug, yes, and I did it from the chair, okay? And now I'm doing the hip lift, right? So I'm gonna lift the hip, squeeze the butt really tight, drop into the shoulders, take a big deep breath, and I can either sit there or I can trade legs. Drop your shoulders and you get great activation all through the back part of you. Okay? So the shunting that I was doing into the last and fifth is the back extensions. So see, I can do that with the hip lift, okay? See, I'm lifting my hips, like I showed you, with my toes up, drop my shoulders. I'm really squeezing to get the hips up. I can do 3 or 4 of those, and then thumbs up, elbows soft, drop my shoulders, and now I'm doing the last move for core, okay, which is a trunk lift. So I'm lifting back with my shoulders while my hips are on the ground. So I would be flipped over, laying flat, but I'm sitting in a chair. So I'm doing some of the same muscle maneuvers. See that? And I'm pairing it with the hip lift, which is here. Drop your shoulders, lift the hips right there, squeeze tight, and then you can do one leg at a time, one leg at a time. So this activates the hamstring and the gluteal. Drop your shoulders again. You can do 2 or 3, 4 or 5 of these little steps. Then when you come here, you do the trunk lift, okay? So we're gonna stand, we can do it in the chair, but we're gonna stand and do the final one here, standing, okay? So this is the simulation of the trunk lift, okay? And you can do it against the chair, you can do it against a wall, anywhere you see a door. Just walk right up to the door and put your hip bones toward the door. Do your hyperextension. We've done this many times. But then you take your hands away from the wall and you just pull back, okay? Just like that. Keep your chin tucked. Then if you really want to challenge, you do back and you push your hips toward the wall. You're touching the wall and you lift that leg and you pull back. Keep your chin tucked. Take big breaths. Take big breaths. Down, down. Then your hips are against the wall. And then you take this leg back, drop your shoulders, and you're pushing into the wall. And you lift the foot back from the wall, and your shoulders are back. And you're holding, 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 and then come down. Yay! That was the 5. So 4 mobility, and then the 5 very important core work that you can write this into 2. If you want to review, and I tried to modify it, sitting in a chair, okay? So we do a lot of these laying down. You can do them laying down. That's where you usually see them. The point is just keep moving with purpose, okay? Yeah. Hopefully I'll get everything loaded today. I didn't say get me loaded. I said load. Bye.